Hello, my name is Cheryl Davin, and I am here to ask for help. Public outcry. I, on January 10th, went to Bethesda Hospital because my son told me that his father had stuck his finger in his behind. I took him to Bethesda Hospital, and the doctor told me upon examining my son that he did not see any signs of rape, but that does not mean that it did not happen. He told me he was concerned for my child's safety, and he told me he would call DCF and report this incident. After that, it took DCF 2 weeks to reach out to me. When they finally reached out to me, a sheriff deputy, Officer Cawthon, and a child protective investigator, Melanie Hull, came to my home. They were extremely rude to me, and they never, ever listened to my story. I told them that my son stated to me that he was touched by his father. They told me solely based on the fact that my son had autism spectrum disorder that there was no way that he ever told me those things. Based on what I told them, they wrote on the police report that it says, Melanie Hull advised me that she was conducting an initial investigation, and after she was informed that Davin was having visions that her children were being molested by their father. You see? I spoke to this woman. Nothing that I told this woman ever made it to this paper. The only statement that was taken was my spouse's statement. I want to know how this happened. How did a mother who listened to her son who has the disability, who told me that his father was molesting him, how is it that I made the complaint and these people come to my home? They don't listen to anything I say. They listen to the person that I accuse. And not only did they listen to him, they Baker acted me. When I went to the hospital, I told them to read to me why was I being Baker acted. They said to me that you stated that you are having suicidal thoughts. You stated that you sleep for 3 hours a day, and that you stated that you're in fear for your life and your children's life. I never said that. But on this here police report, it says that my husband is the one who said that. But on a JFK paper that got me admitted to the Baker Act, it says that I was the one who said that. So that's clear, cut, and dry. These motherfuckers lie. Then, when I got Baker Acted, and I kept asking them questions, the nurses in the emergency room gave me tranquilizer. They gave me so many shots. I said, ma'am, I'm talking to you guys like I'm talking right here, right now. Not only that, I had handcuffs. I was handcuffed to behind my back, and I was sitting on a bed. I said, ma'am, y'all don't need to tranquilize me. All I'm doing is asking y'all, why am I being Baker acted? They gave me medication to make me go to sleep because I was asking questions at JFK Medical on 45th Street in West Palm Beach, Florida. Upon waking up after they gave me all these shots, my arm was severely bruised. And I'll never have proof of it because I was in Baker Act for so many days that all the bruises already had disappeared. My husband tried to keep me locked inside this mental asylum. I had to protest. Every day, I would walk around the mental asylum, and on the wall, they had some literature you could read. If you felt like you were being mistreated, if you wanted to know the laws about how they're supposed to be treating you, it was written on the wall. I read this literature, and I saw these people were not following the law. And I demanded a meeting with my psychologist, Dr. Patel. And I said, why are you guys keeping me here? It's been more than 72 hours. She told me that your spouse told me you need to be here because he's afraid that you're bipolar and you're going to come home, kill yourself, or kill your children. I said, I have no mental illness whatsoever. I spoke to a psychologist, and she suspected I may have a tumor. I do have a history of this tumor. I had it 5 years earlier, and it may have came back. That may be what is going on. But I never had no mental illness whatsoever. Upon doing a CT scan, she discovered that I was telling the truth because there was a mass. It's an 11 millimeter mass in my brain. 11 millimeter mass, okay? Once she saw I was telling the truth, she let me go. Once I got home, DCF, or the child protective investigator, Melanie Hull, she came to my home and she told me that my spouse was awarded full custody after I accused him and reported him for sexually abusing my son. He was awarded full custody of this child. And they told me to never be alone with these children. Me, the mother who reported the abuse, is being punished, okay? After that, I obeyed all the things these people said. I'm taking the medication for my tumor, and I also take hydroxine, just for anti-anxiety, because these people told me if I don't take the medication, that they're going to take my children. They also tried to force me to take a medication called Abilify, which had been recalled. It causes weight gain, and I can't gain weight because I already have high blood pressure, and it causes extremely suicidal thoughts. They told me to take it. I told them I refuse to take this medication because the only reason why I was prescribed the medication is because the medication for the tumor does have side effects such as psychosis. So, in order to offset the psychosis, my psychologist told me that she would recommend if I wanted to, and it was optional, I could take Abilify. But I told her I didn't want to, but I still was given the medication. The day before yesterday, we went to the doctor. I had did everything I could do to try to prove that my child was sexually assaulted. I have herpes. When I met my husband, I told him that I had the herpes. Or I discovered I had herpes in the hospital, I guess, after having my son. I told my husband, and he was cool with it, and we continued to have, unprotected sex. If my husband ever assaulted my son would have contracted the herpes as well. That is the only smoking gun that I have. That's the only bullet I got to show, without a shadow of a doubt, the indisputable proof that my son was sexually assaulted. So I took him to Soma Medical Center, and I spoke to the doctor, and I requested all the STD testing, including herpes 1 and 2. When I was at the hospital, the mental institution, I spoke to the DCF worker, Melanie Hull, and her supervisor, Anastasia Stacy Gallo. I said that I have herpes, and if you guys test my son for herpes, you will see that he has it because his father is the one who gave it to him. They said, okay, we will do that. All they did was they conducted a physical examination. Like, they just looked with their eyes. And any person of a medical establishment will tell you, any medical professional will tell you, that there's no way, if a child was raped a month ago, a few weeks ago, that there will be any sign of it. Unless he was probably penetrated with a penis, maybe. But the thing is, my son never told me his father penetrated him with his penis. He told me he stuck his finger in his booty, and he has put his penis in my son's mouth, and he tries to tongue kiss my son. That's what my son told me. They did an examination with the eye, despite the fact that I told them to test him for STDs. I went to the doctor, and I requested a referral to Quest Diagnostics so I could have him tested. He has an appointment on February 10th, 2:30. When I got home, I was outside, and like 30 minutes to an hour later, my spouse came home with the children. He said he had Dunkin' Donuts, but I didn't see any proof that he had any food at all. And the kids are actually hungry, so I found it very strange that you went to Dunkin' Donuts, but I don't see no Dunkin' Donut bag, no Dunkin' Donut coffee, no nothing. I just see you come home. My son was acting very strange. Like, he was trying to tell me something. He was like very jittery, he was like acting very weird. So I was like, okay, why is he acting weird like this? I was supposed to go to the doctor, but I stayed because I noticed my son was acting a little funny. I went to the back to pretend I'm going to change my son's diaper, but I just want to get him alone so I could see what's wrong with him. I had to record it because the first time that I told DCF and the Palm Beach Sheriff about my son telling me about his sexual assault, they didn't believe me. So I recorded it. And I said, Rafa, what happened? And he kept trying to tell me. He kept saying, Papa, Papa. And I'm like, okay, what about Papa? What? And he's like, trying to signal me. I'm like, what is he talking about? So finally, when I bring him to the bedroom, he pulls down his pants halfway, and he starts to stick his finger in his booty, trying to signal to me that someone had did that to him again. And this is what he's always been doing from the very beginning, okay? Not only that, there's a second video where my son is pulling my head like this, okay, to try to tell me that this is what his father had did to him before they got home. Upon my spouse noticing that I'm recording my son, he grabbed my 2 children, he got in a vehicle, and he hauled ass. I called Palm Beach Sheriff Office. 3 911 calls, and 45 minutes later, they show up to my home. Before they show up to my home, they stopped down the street to speak to my spouse, the same one that I called the police on again. The same sheriff deputy, Cawthon, showed up to the scene with one of the same deputies that were with him the same night. I said, officer, this man raped my son, and this time I have indisputable proof that my son definitely did tell me that he was assaulted. Look at the video, please, officer. This officer told me he will not be looking at shit. I said, but officer, I have proof in my phone. It's a video. Can you please just look at the video? He said, I don't need to see shit. We already been over this. Your son never said he was assaulted because he has autism and speech delay. I said, officer, you're discriminating against my son based on the fact that he has a disability. He said, we already been through this. You're mentally ill and you're crazy. I said, no, I'm not mentally ill. I was never diagnosed by any doctor whatsoever with any mental illness. I have a tumor. Because this man kept telling me, oh, take your medication, take your medication. I said, sir, I have a tumor. A tumor and mental illness are two different things. He's like, oh, no, they're not. I said, sir, I know I may look like just some hood lady, but I'm a very educated black woman, okay? I went to Miami-Dade College, and I was majoring in nursing. So I know a little something about something. This officer told me to stop fucking calling 911. And if I ever call 911 again, it would be his ass to show up. And if he show up again, he's going to arrest me. I went inside my house, but I definitely did record them because I am still in fear for my life right now as we speak. I contacted many people from government agencies, but one in particular was a woman named Sarah Lala from DCF. I have been in contact with this woman for many, many weeks from the beginning of this whole thing, trying to get her to resolve this issue. When I called this woman today, I called Mayor Ron DeSantis' office, and I explained to his secretary what was going on. She said, here's the fax number, write us a letter, or fax us all the proof you got, and I did that today. I called the lady Sarah Lala. She didn't have to call me. I called her. I said, hey, I just want to let y'all know. Heads up, I'm reporting y'all ass to Ron DeSantis. This lady said, yeah, I know. We got the call. I said, well, the thing is, y'all not handling this rape case very well. I said, y'all gave my son a physical examination, just looking at him. When I told the DCF worker to test him for herpes, I said, I have herpes. My spouse knew about it, and I believe my spouse has it, and I believe he may have passed it on to my son. She said, well, you have herpes too, right? I said, yes. She said, well, if you get your son tested for herpes and he is positive, we're going to spin the story around and say that you were the one who gave it to him. Sarah Lala, that worked with DCF, said that. I hung the phone up immediately. Okay? Yesterday actually, I went ahead and wrote a complaint with Internal Affairs in Palm Beach County. Finally, someone was able to reach out to me, a sergeant from there, and she had me in contact with a detective from the Special Victims Unit, because that's how you freaking investigate a damn rape, okay? I'm not the biggest fucking rocket scientist in the world, but I know from watching a few episodes of Law and Order and all those type of shows that when you have a rape case, you have a detective from the Special Victims Unit talk to them, not a fucking sheriff deputy and a stupid idiot DCF lady, okay? You have a fucking Special Victims Unit detective, and also you have to bring in a child psychologist to able to help that child articulate what was going on. They never did any of these things. They handled this unprofessionally, and then they punished me for reporting this. All these agencies need to go down. Not down. They need to be completely defunded. Palm Beach Sheriff needs to be completely defunded because these people ain't doing shit. Okay? They don't know what they're doing, and they are severely incompetent. That's not how you handle no rape case. Not only that, this man was so fucking bold that these people don't know what the fuck they doing, that this man's still raping this child till today. And I ain't seen my child since this incident happened. I need your help. I need donations because I would like to take down these people. I need some attorneys. I've been calling around all the attorneys in Florida, from North to South Florida, and even up to New York, and no one wants to take my case. I need a civil attorney because I would like to have a civil suit against DCF, Child Protective Services, Palm Beach Sheriff's Office, the Attorney General, the Inspector General, and John F. Kennedy Hospital. Okay? All these people need to pay for what has happened to my son. Okay? Yes, I was inconvenienced by being Baker acted, but my son is still being raped right now. That's how bold this pedophile is. He is so bold that nothing will happen. He is so bold that because I'm a black woman and he is a white Hispanic male, that the system will fail me. But I am not going to go to the system anymore. I've already called 911 many times. They told me to stop calling. I've already contacted DCF, and the woman, Sarah Lala from DCF, told me that she would frame me. I am coming to the public and asking for your help. Legal fees are expensive. Lawyers are expensive. And to take down these people and these organizations is expensive as well. I ask you to dig into your heart and to dig deep into your pockets. Even if you can only donate $5, $1, whatever you can donate, please donate so you can help me, so I can get my children back, so that I can sue DCF, so that I can sue Child Protective Services, so I can sue Palm Beach Sheriff, and also sue all the government agencies that chose to ignore a mother's plea for her child. Okay? I'm going to put the GoFundMe link in the bio or down below. Please donate whatever you can. If you can't donate, share this video, please, please, please. If you want to share the video, please tag all the major news outlets, any person you could tag, and any person that you could have share this video. Please have them do this for me, because I need your help. Like I said, I contacted all the people, and I already went to Ron DeSantis' office and sent them this fact. I don't know if these people are going to be fired. I don't know if they're really going to look into it. But I know that I'm in fear for my life. We have heard many stories like Sandra Bland and other people, black women, who were doing injustice. They were being treated unfairly because they were black. And now I am one of these people too. Okay? Not only that, there are many children who have died after someone complained to DCF what was going on, and DCF chose to ignore it, and then the child dies. DCF don't give a fuck about nobody. But I care about my child, and I care about his safety. Please help me bring my son Raphael and my daughter Mercedes home. Please help me bring all these government agencies down. Even if they don't go down, they definitely will have reform after all of this. They will treat people with dignity. They will take these rape cases really serious now. But until we go ahead and take these people down, nothing will ever be taken seriously. Us black people will forever be treated not good, obviously. If you report rape, you're going to be Baker Acted. And if you have a child with disability, they will never believe that child was raped, only because they have a disability. Help me fight these people. Help me with my legal fees. Help me find an attorney. If you know an attorney out there that you can tag that will take my case, a law, family law, civil, and whatever kind of attorney there is that will help me with this case, please tag them. Send them my information, and I will be more than gladly working with them. I thank you so much, and I pray that you guys help me pray, because when you help me pray, okay, above all things, more than the donations, I need your prayers. Every person knows that God says, where one or two are gathered in one place, God is there as well. Although we are not in the same place, we are all praying for the same thing, the safety of my son Raphael, and for justice for him as well. Please pray for me that my son gets the justice that he deserves, and his father goes to jail, and all the people that tried to cover up what was going on may also go to jail. And not only that, that I and my children are compensated well for all of the pain and suffering that these people that were supposed to protect us caused us. Thank you so much. Have a great night.